Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. If you're new, if you're not new, welcome back to my channel. My name is Marina and today I am going to be giving you a rundown of all of the books that I have left to read this year. Books that I have been putting off accidentally or on purpose for a minute now, and I just need to get through them because the year is about to be over in less than a month. I am recording this on, what's today? December 5th. So I have less than a month to do this. So I'm gonna give you guys the rundown of each book next to me and some that are on my Kindle that I will be starting and hopefully finishing in the month, okay? I tried to keep this list realistic, so there aren't too many books on here in my opinion. I feel like this is a good amount to read in a month, especially because like during the holiday season I'm going to be very busy. So I was trying to keep this list a little bit more condensed, but some of these books are a little bit more dense than others, so we'll see. I have many options to choose from. Let's just get into it, shall we? I mentioned this in a few videos ago. I think it was my book haul video that I was in the middle of reading this book, so this shouldn't come as a surprise to anyone, but I really want to read Children of Anguish and Anarchy before the end of the year. I'm still at the place where I left off. I don't know if you guys can see the bookmark in the middle. I have been reading this book very slowly and I have nothing to really say. I feel like I'll definitely be able to finish this book before the end of the month because I'm already halfway through it. It's just taken a lot for me to get through it, and because it was one of my most anticipated releases of this year, I don't want to DNF it. I really do want to give it like as much of a chance as any other book that I've read this year, but we'll just have to see, okay? I know that I have not been making many book review videos lately, and if you guys want some, I will, because I could make a video detailing all the books that I've read the past few months and my ratings and what I think of them and everything, but it's just because I haven't been reading much because a lot of books have been putting me in reading slumps, so that's always, you know, sucky, and I don't want this book to do the same. So I'm really just trying to take my time and invest myself into these characters that I really do love. Like, I've thought about these characters for years and years since the series has started, and I don't just want to give up. I'm gonna continue reading it, and then when I'm done I'll give you guys an update on my thoughts if you really want to. At first I was gonna do a reading vlog for it, but then I was like, no, I need to do this in my own time. Me and the legacy, the Orishaverse legacy series or whatever, we go way back. I need to do this on my own time. So yeah, I'm gonna read this. I will read this. There's no reason why I shouldn't. Also, again, take a moment to just appreciate the cover. Okay, next we have a book that, again, you guys are very familiar with because I did actually do kind of a reading vlog for this book, but I never finished it, and it was over a year ago that I read it, so I really do want to see if I can read it this year, but got less than a month. We'll see though. Babel by R.F. Kuang. If you guys remember last year, I did a how much do I read in a week vlog, and this was in that, and the bookmark is still in it from where I left off in the book, and I have not picked it up since. So I know that when I pick it up, or if I pick it up this month, I'm gonna have to start the book over because I honestly don't remember much of anything that happened in this book. I remember really enjoying it. I just feel like it was the wrong time for me to read it, and now I feel like it's probably, hopefully, the right time. I hope so, because this book has been eyeing me down. The bookmark has been eyeing me down. I just want to see. I want to see if I'm gonna like it, but again, this is a very dense book, like, and everyone credits R.F. Kuang for making her books, like, especially like her fantasy ones, very dense and complex and still able to hold your attention. But I don't really know if I'm gonna be in the mood for that. I'm going based off of like my mood this month. So these are books that I all want to read, and they're all very different from each other. So depending on my mood throughout the month, I have different options to pick up. But just in case I don't end up being in the mood to read this, I have another R.F. Kuang book that I want to read that's a totally different tone, different genre too. I think this is fiction. Yellowface by R.F. Kuang. I've had this on my shelf for over a year and I have not read it because my whole thing was like, I want to read Babel before Yellowface. Now I can confidently say I don't care. I just want to read one R.F. Kuang book this year because it's been so long since I've read any of her stuff that I'm not picky. It's either going to be this or Babel, or who knows, maybe both. But again, it just depends on how I'm feeling. I don't know. I think I would enjoy a book like this from R.F. Kuang, or I could enjoy Babel, or maybe I could enjoy both. Again, it depends on how I'm feeling, because I don't know. I have no idea how I'm feeling as of right now. R.F. Kuang will be getting read sometime this year. It's just going to be one of those 2 books. Don't ask me which one because I don't know. So the next book I have is going to be read on my Kindle, so I don't have a physical copy with me, but I really want to get to Divine Rivals this year. I know last year I said I really wanted to read this duology, but after the sequel came out, I heard not so great things about the duology, but I feel like I shouldn't let that stop me from figuring out how I feel about it. So I really want to give it a chance. I feel like this could be like a fun, quick, easy read for me. If I end up liking the first one, then I'll read the second one. If I don't end up liking the first one, then I'll just read the first one. But I really do want to see what all the hype for Divine Rivals is about, because when it came out, I remember so many people raving about it. Like, people still to this day think that that first book is top-notch, like romantasy excellence, and I'm pretty sure it's YA too, so that's fun. I love a good YA romance. Again, I'm going in no expectations for that one. I have FOMO, and that's all it comes down to sometimes with me. I just want to see what the hype is all about. I don't think I know anything about it other than what I've just told you. So whether it's good or bad, I've heard something about it and it piques my interest to know how I feel about it versus how someone else feels about it. So the next book that I'm actually in the middle of reading that I also brought up wanting to read in, I think, my book haul, Parable of the Sower by Octavia E. Butler. I am not even close to like finishing this book. If you can see that bookmark, it's like maybe what, how, I'm like 20-30 pages in, exactly 21 pages in. I have barely made a dent into this book, but I'm really enjoying it so far, and I feel like I probably will get through this book in like a few days. I don't know, depending on my mood again, but I officially started it yesterday. You guys know, if you watched my book haul video, that I have always been fascinated by this book. A lot of people praise Octavia Butler for being like a real pioneer in like the sci-fi fantasy genre, and I just want to know what it's all about. And again, this book takes place in 2024, and a lot of the issues that plague the dystopian world that this book is set in are real issues that we are facing in 2024. And it's just very bizarre because, again, I think that she wrote this like a long time ago, not long ago, but like 30-40 years ago. And so it's just a little bit crazy how a lot of the issues that are highlighted in this book that takes place in 2024 actually reflect 2024 now. Kind of scary, and especially reading it, I'm like, wow, that's a little odd, that's a little strange, but you know what, I'm having a good time. It's so far, it's like very interesting. Again, I'm only 20 pages in, so I have nothing to go off of in terms of like an actual review, but I'm really liking this so far. The next book that I really want to read is one that you guys probably are not going to expect, because I didn't even talk about the first book in this series that I read, because this book that I'm about to talk about is a sequel to the first book. I really want to read, what is it called? The Right Move by Liz Tom Ford. If you know anything about this series, you probably know that it's big on TikTok. Okay, and that it's a sports romance series and people love it. And I picked this up when I felt like I was going into a deep reading slump. I think the first book is called Caught Up on my phone because I'm trying to make sure I got the names of it right. And it's part of the Windy City series. So basically this whole entire series is about different athletes that are based in Chicago. So like the first book I'm pretty sure was a hockey romance, and the second book is a basketball romance, and I don't know what the third and fourth book are going to be about. I'm pretty sure only the first 3 books are out right now. Guys, I read that first book in like 2 days. I had the time of my life. That book is so much fun. Caught Up, I'm pretty sure that's the one, or no, Mile High was the one that I read. Mile High, and that was so good. Yeah, that completely took me out of the reading slump that I felt I was going in. The way that Liz Tom Ford wrote the characters, sure there were like a few cringy moments here and there, but like that romance ate it up, so much so that I kind of want to get the physical copies. But that's only if I like the sequels. We'll see. But I feel like I'm gonna really like the sequel because I'm pretty sure it's a best friend's brother situation trope going on. And yeah, I feel like I'm gonna really like The Right Move. I don't know when I'm gonna read it. Again, because I finished the first book in like a day or 2, this is probably gonna be like a quick read for me. I'll probably pick it up on a windy day when I have nothing else to read, and it'll just be fun. Because I'm not gonna lie, a lot of the books I've been reading lately have been very serious. A good sports romance can get you out of that kind of funk, and I think Liz Tom Ford kind of cracked the code, because Mile High had no reason being as good as it was. I was gagged. The last book that I would like to get through this month is one that you guys have heard me talk about millions of times. So I feel like this is not going to be a surprise. If anything, you guys are going to get annoyed at me because duh. But I will officially be starting my reread of the Addicted to You series, okay, by Miss Becca and Miss Krista Ritchie. It's time. The reread starts probably, if I'm gonna be honest, the end of December. I would like to start off the new year reading books that I know that I love and enjoy. I don't want to read something that ends up being a dud by accident. You know, I want to start a series that I know that I hope won't let me down. If you guys don't know the tea, basically, I started these books like all the way back in, I think, 2021. These books got me out of a really long reading slump. Like, when I say long, I mean like 10 years. Like, these books reignited my love for reading. I read all 10 of them in the span of a month. It was very serious for me, but I read them digitally, and I've always told myself that I will not be rereading this series until I have the physical copies in my hand. And now I have all of them. As you guys saw from the book haul, I own all 10 copies. 12 if you count the Bad Reputation duet, but no one ever counts that, so let me just shut up. I'm gonna start it, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of scared because I remember really loving these books, and I feel like if I were to reread them now, like, I don't know if my thoughts and opinions are gonna change. Like, these books made me become like a very avid romance reader. They're kind of why I'm here, not to be too dramatic. It's these books and like the Legacy of Vorisha series and Song of Achilles, you know, like those books kind of helped me get back into reading again. And so I feel like it's kind of a full circle moment to start off a new year reading these, especially because it was around this time, I think in like December of 2020, when I picked up the first one, and then I ended the series in like January 2021. So I don't know. I know this seems like it's not that big of a deal. Like, you guys probably just like, it's not that deep, calm down. But like, it is to me, okay? But I've decided that I will start rereading this at the end of the month. And I don't really know how it's gonna go, but I'm hoping I'm gonna have a good time. I'm planning on annotating them while I read them, and just hope to have fun. One of my favorite series of all time, and I hope that I have fun with it. I know some people feel some type of way about certain couples, and looking back, I do too. In the moment, in 2021, I didn't, because I feel like because I read those books, again, back to back in the span of a month, I wasn't taking in any of the problems with any of the books. But I feel like now, with who I am today, and all of the other great books that I've read and how they've depicted romance in those books compared to what's in these books, I feel like I'm gonna go in with kind of a different perspective. But I really do hope, like, overall I end up having as good of a time as I did when I read them the first time. And I don't know if I'm gonna get through them as fast as I did way back then, because I have stuff to do now. Because I read them at like kind of peak COVID, so I had nothing to do in the house, and I feel like it's gonna take me a long time to get through the series now as opposed to like a few years ago. But I'm gonna try, and I will be recording all of it. I will be doing a reading vlog of me rereading these books, probably spoilers in the vlogs, just as a preface, because I don't know how I'm gonna be able to talk about these books without giving some spoilers away. But my dog is going crazy. Sorry if you can hear her. I don't know. Hello, calm down please. I'm excited for this. I am. I know it seems like I'm like very pent up, but it's because like it's a lot of pressure. I don't know, maybe it's just because I'm putting the pressure on myself. I need to stop doing that. Yeah, overall I feel like that's a good list of books. These and a few of the ones that I'm going to be reading on my Kindle. I'm very excited. I feel like this is going to be a good reading month. I'm putting it out into the world so that way it does come true. I want to have a good reading month. Will that happen? I don't know, but we'll see. But yeah, that's going to be it for me. If you guys enjoyed this video, thank you. If you have any books that you want to read before the end of the year, let me know in the comments down below, and let me know what videos you guys want to see in the future for like end of the year type videos. I am going to be making like an anticipated releases video soon. I'm very excited for that, and just books that I want to read in 2025 period, because there are a lot of books that I do want to get to that I didn't get to this year or the year before. Yeah, just let me know what kind of videos you guys want to see in this very festive month. I'm very excited. If you guys follow me on social media, it'll be linked down in the description below. And yeah, I think that's it. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye everyone.